Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
A15 PCA.
ATIP454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. So this is an article I saw. I even posted it on because on YouTube you can post just like a regular post, kind of like a mini Twitter. So I posted this article title, and then I got some comments and stuff on it because it's just so ridiculous. Star Trek Discovery keeps progressive view of future in Trump era. Why does that even matter?
The whole thing, Star Trek is not a progressive view. So I don't know what you're even...
It's a utopian view.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
But this article has some interesting takes on things, and then other things are just like, yeah, that's all surface level garbage. It doesn't mean anything. But they're talking to Alex Kurtzman, who's the one running all of this stuff for Trek now. He's the showrunner for all the animated series that they're doing, all the short treks.
Yeah.
He has the reins in both hands.
Well, especially after they got rid of Les Muniz at CBS, so now he's the one that's in charge.
And this is the quote that I put on in that little thing I posted. This is his words. "We are creating a world that we would like to see. We're creating it in the literal world that we're surrounding ourselves in with the cast, the crew, the writers. We're casting it on screen, and we're hoping for people can follow. You're creating a world you like to see." Season 1 of Discovery was about war, betrayals, strife, people suffering. This is the world you want to live in a horrible world?
The thing that was like, yes, in Deep Space Nine there was a war, but it took time to build, and they tried to stop it at all costs, and they tried to say, but it was inevitable.
Yeah, even
not.
In the original series, The Next Generation, it was a bright future. Sure, there was some dark times, and there was battles and wars, but for the most part, the human race, we evolved.
The Federation was the beacon of light, and of all that.
Yeah, so none of that's really shown in Discovery.
And it makes it sound like you want to make today's society and Star Trek's future. That doesn't make sense. That's not what Star Trek is.
And this is the person of the article writing. Some guy. Let me give him Ethan Sachs. So Ethan Sachs goes on to say, again, surface level qualities. The continuing mission extends to the crew of the USS Discovery. The bridge is helmed by the most diverse cast on television. Why does that matter?
Why is that?
Why don't we look at the original cast? That was a pretty diverse cast of people.
Oh, there's a black female lead, an Asian captain, and a lovingly gay couple. That's it. Why does that matter?
Okay, but here's the thing, though. Well, she's not an Asian captain anymore.
Oh,
she works at 631.
This person didn't really watch the series.
No, she didn't. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm going to call you on your BS there, because you didn't.
You read the press release, and you didn't really watch it.
No.
A lot of people who praise Discovery talk about all these kind of things that don't matter. Stamets and his, I forgot what the doctor's name was, but I didn't care. It didn't matter that he was gay. No. He became a better character towards the end of the season 1, but in the beginning of season 1, he was just a jerk.
Yeah, he took time.
But that didn't matter. No. If you'd have been homosexual or not, or whatever.
Why does that matter? Why don't we just have a good story? Yeah. That's what it's all about, the story, guys.
And Star Trek, you should be praising the fact that we actually don't see this, because in Star Trek, no one actually gives a big, dramatization about this. No one really, everyone's human. So whatever you do is, okay, whatever.
Yep.
I don't understand it, why they're bringing up the small surface stuff.
And then it just continues on with some of this, just the surface level stuff. This is where they always get to. Remember we thought, when's enough?
Yeah.
When we've come to the point where representation alone isn't enough.
No, it's never enough.
How do you do it more? What could you possibly do? Everyone behind the camera? The people? What more could you want it to be?
You need a narrator to tell you throughout the episode, okay, she's doing this, and remember, she's that black lead. I mean, what do you want? I mean, it gets to the point where I don't know. It's never enough. It'll never be enough for these people.
And this thing, representation is enough. It has to be positive representation. So you're saying black characters can't be evil? They can't be... Here's the funny. Giorgio becomes evil. So what he's saying here doesn't make sense. She becomes... Because she's the mirror universe version of herself. She's cutthroat.
She was the Empress. She was the Empress. So being in Sector 31 is kind of perfect for her. Because
how many people has she killed with her bare hands?
I would say at least maybe 1,000. At least maybe a couple hundred. I'd say.
And how many people has she ordered to their deaths?
Millions. Not tens of millions.
So there's your positive representation of an Asian female lead.
Yeah, and not only that, she...
But that doesn't matter to me.
No.
None of that matters. She could have been Hispanic. It doesn't matter.
And Sector 31 doesn't even have any ships. They try to go covert if they have to. They don't have ships.
Who knows how they're going to retool Section 31?
I know, I'm just saying how it is now. I know. I'm not saying with their stupid logic how they do things, but...
Then they use these these key words, these trigger words or whatever. And it's not all Star Trek fans were willing to beam aboard that version of the future. Stop. Don't be cute.
Yeah.
Now when you're talking about the scrapping garbage of the fans, like the fans like us.
Don't use cute little words like that. It's just, beam on. And when the trailer of the first season of Discovery debuted last year, some inherent trolls blasted the white genocide of the franchise. No one said that. No one used that word. No one. See,
it's not a race thing with me at all.
Any detractor, you're labeled the worst possible thing because no one wants to listen to a racist or someone who's misogynist. So they make you all these horrible things. So no matter what any of the detractors say, oh, they're evil racists. So who cares what they say?
Yeah, it diminishes your argument. Well, he's racist. That's just they always play the race card. That's what they do.
Star Trek was never about race. It was always about us as humanity coming together and exploring the galaxy. The universe.
It's funny because this. So after saying that, he quotes I don't know who he's quoting here, but there's quotes. The spirit of Trek itself is one of inclusion and universally and equality, says Matt Green. I've said this before. It seems antithetical to me to embrace Trek without embracing that. Well, that's true. And here's the thing.
Who's not arguing that?
Yeah,
See, that's what he's saying. That because you don't like a black lead. No, because it's kind of a stupid character. She could have been a white girl with all the same things, and I would still say that's a stupid character. It could have been a white man with all those things. It's a stupid character.
Michael Burnham's only a good character when she acts like a scientist. That's the only time I
kind of like her a little bit.
A little bit.
But when she's the savior of all things.
And then she gives you that look like she's just, you're not a Vulcan. Stop doing that. You're not. Don't be so standoffish. It's stupid.
You're human. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, and this is something I actually agree with. And the article continues on. But what can really gall more conservative sci-fi lovers is not the diversity of cast, but the perceived as a lack of diversity in ideals. Remove perceived, it is a lack of diversity of ideals. Because there's only one way to think. There's only one way to interpret something.
Exactly.
See, we review the Orville and we review Discovery when they're both on. And what I can see in like the Orville, it doesn't tell you what to think. It just merely asks you to think. Oh, look at this situation. Where do you land on it? Discovery only tells you need to think this way.
Sometimes in some of the best of our episodes, you don't know what to think. Because it makes you really think, like, it could go either way on this one. I don't know.
Exactly.
Discovery, that's not even in the ballpark of that. Not even close.
And, see, I guess he's kind of showing some other people here talking, and it's pretty true. In Hollywood, wherever there's an obvious message in the story, it's almost always be left of center, says Christian Toto, editor of the HollywoodToto.com.
But that doesn't make it right, though.
But the best art comes from when it leaves itself open to interpretation. What did I just say?
Yeah,
exactly.
That's true, but they're going to try to label this guy as some far-right, crazy, Christian, crazy guy, I bet.
And I know, and also old Star Trek used to do that. Used to make you think and be like, oh, I wonder, how this would have proceeded
again, in the Deep Space Nine, was it right for Cisco to trick the Vulcans into the war? Was it right?
Oh, yeah, the Romulans.
The Romulans, yeah. Was it right for him to do that?
Well, you know what? It was for the greater good, I guess. You could say in that way.
How many people died because of it?
Oh, a lot. Tons.
But was it morally right?
No.
See, but
that episode was so good. When Martin knew something was lying to him, it's a fake. He's like, "Oh my goodness, did all this for nothing?" Yeah. The Garrett sent those bombs on the ship and blew it up like Garrett. Garrett just because he knew it might not work, and Garrett's going to do what it takes to get the Romulans to the war.
See, that makes you think.
Yeah.
Do you stand by your deals with the Federation that you don't scheme and assassinate and do these things?
And I think the episode's called Pale Moonlight.
Yeah,
so good.
Because he dances with the devil in the Pale
I love it. Oh, it's so good.
They couldn't do this in Discovery. That setup where the moral grays of like, well, I don't know.
Yeah,
you're an evil person because they framed the Klingons as they're the Trump supporters. Oh, jeez, and they're wrong.
Yes,
they're always wrong, and Michael Burnham is always right. And if you don't agree with the way Michael Burnham thinks or solves a problem, you are wrong.
And she never shows flaws. Never. Yeah. She's always. And then when something's wrong, it's because they're not up to her speed.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
And also, what's sad too, the Klingons, they miss a lot of good messages, like how. Like I said before, they were attacked by alien races, so that's why they don't like anyone. Like,
the I think it's the Herd or the Hern, whatever they were called. They were the Herc. Attacked them a long time ago. Yeah, that's why they just trust aliens.
Exactly. So if Earthlings were attacked by aliens, I don't think we would trust many aliens after that.
That's true.
And I think they're talking to the same guy here. It's hard to follow this article. I'll leave a link to it.
Yeah, it's very kind of all over the place.
And they're talking about the original series when it was on. And during that time, and what they did with the cast and everything, but they didn't shove it down your throat. When Uhura was a communications officer, they didn't focus on it because you don't focus on it.
But that's what made it poignant.
She was just good at her job, so
Yeah.
that's all that mattered.
Yeah.
And just like
And treat it like equal. That's it.
yeah, and then just like on the ship, everyone had an important part, but it wasn't like a main focus. Like, everyone worked together as a team to get the mission done.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how it should be in a sci-fi show.
And it's just that's the thing. Like when you had, they had someone of Russian descent with Chekhov, and we were in a Cold War that could have led to another nuclear. And they had the forethought to say, no, as the human race in the future, we will get beyond all these things.
Gene Roddenberry was so amazing.
Yes,
it's so great when he's doing this, and he must be rolling in his grave now with this discovery is.
And they never made a deal about it. They didn't
No.
let's have a press junk and talk about the black chick we got on the bridge. It doesn't matter.
That was the whole point.
She was a good actress, and she fit the role, and the character, it didn't matter.
Yep.
It needs to be subtle, not just slammed and hammered over your head. Here's the most diverse cast on the bridge. Name me those characters. I don't know. There's some white guy helmsman. There's the black girl with the braids. Then the white chick that has the metal thing in her eye. I still do not know their names.
I don't know. Again, that is so unusual for a Star Trek series that they're not important.
Yeah, they're literally.
You have to have like at least an introduction to these characters and try to bring them in, but they didn't do that.
But see, the problem that's the thing with Discovery. The problem is there are no character episodes.
No.
I mean, Harry Mudd had a character episode.
was that even necessary though?
It was so unnecessary. She ended up finding Lorca's evil, so it doesn't even matter. But there should be an episode about those other characters. They try to do that with the short treks with like Tilly and stuff, but
And then they went off the wall with a couple like Callisto. Didn't make any sense. Like that future one.
yeah.
Why even do that?
I don't know. But this article is pretty stupid, and it looks like it's written by a guy who never watched Discovery and he only watched he read the press release and the trailer.
Yeah, because you would have known. You didn't even know any of the factual stuff, let alone what you were saying. And then perceived, no, there is no perceived, no, the lack of diversity thought. There is no diversity
It just
thought.
that's a fact.
Yeah.
And you want to say that's
And
better
then
or worse?
And then I'm sick and tired of and then just another point against me about Burden. How did she pass Vulcan Academy with top honors? That's impossible. Even in Star Trek in the modern, like, Next Generation, a human would have a hard time with that.
Even an augment, someone like Bashir or something would probably be a D- student.
A C-.
maybe.
Yeah.
If you put in extra work.
Yeah.
She's a regular human with nothing.
And she was top of the class, not middle of the road, not, she struggled, none of that.
And even in physical combat, too, where
Yeah.
Vulcans could just tear her arms off and beat her to death with them. And then laugh about it. Even though they wouldn't laugh.
Again, and then the contrast, I know we always make parallels Orville because we're just something we're going to do. Look at Lieutenant Catan. She had failings. She wasn't that smart when it comes to the high education on her planet, but she was super strong when she was outside her planet of the gravity. So she has certain
And she was a good
deficiencies.
security officer.
Yeah, she had good things and bad things. It wasn't just all perfect.
I'm trying to think without, what are Michael Burnham's flaws?
She's too good.
Yeah, she's too good at her job. I think, honestly, maybe she's a little stubborn.
Yeah. But that they could say, she's trying to be Vulcan. That's what they'll say.
Yeah, so she's a little stubborn.
Sometimes
She doesn't ask for help.
She doesn't ask for help. She just doesn't think. Sometimes when she has a plan, she doesn't try to see the bigger picture.
But these are like little tiny things. But the thing is, it's a good thing that she's stubborn because she doesn't give up, and they turn it to like tenacity.
And
or something.
they also make it it's all their fault.
Yeah,
that's what I hate. Gosh,
those first few episodes of Discovery are so bad. We reviewed every episode. And we're gonna keep reviewing them because it's just so fun to do it.
And it's coming up this week. Yay! I can't wait for new Discovery episodes.
But yeah, this article is garbage, and
It's just
yeah, I'll leave a link to it so you guys can look through it. But it's kind of funny that it just seems people literally, and this is NBCnews.com. Like things get suggested to me. Oh, the gay couple, he died in season 1.
Yeah.
So they're not a couple anymore. So there's he didn't.
But they virtual signaled, and that was enough. They already did the virtual signaling. They got the check. They got the check in the box there.
And that's the thing. This article came out to January 13th when we're recording this. It came out today. So how could you not have that other information? I don't know. I'll leave a link to it.
Because that would take him to actually watch the episode or doing a little homework and looking it up on Wikipedia. That might be too much for him to do that.
It's too much of his time.
Too much to do that.
The picture they show of Burnham, I like the way the suit
That looks okay. It must be when she's in outer space
It's
or something.
very Mass Effect.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're like on an ice planet because look at all this ice here.
that's
But besides, I mean, that's just like a visual
But again, it's fine. But then they're always copying other sci-fi. No, you're the trendsetter. Why
Not
are you
anymore.
copying everyone else?
Not anymore.
It's ridiculous.
In this political climate, well, shut the hell up.
What are you talking about?
Space Trump. He's gonna build a wall around the Alpha Quadrant. I don't know.
There you go. Yeah, remember they had the neutral zone between the Romulans and the Federation, so that's a wall, a virtual wall in outer space.
That was no good. That was no good.
That's why it went bad. If it had just been open and free, things would have been so much better.
Oh yeah, sure would have. Really.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, sub, and share. Also, for the most up-to-date information about the podcast, follow us on Twitter at C15 Podcast.